we're stuck. We're done. We can't travel any further. This could be considered a breakdown for all intents and purposes. I'm not going to say where we're not.
This is an update on the things that we've been dealing with lately.
Right. What is going on, guys?
Where to start?
Where do we start? Okay, well, let's do the intro for this and say there are two things that we do that we see a lot of RVers don't do that could have some disastrous effects on traveling.
Yeah.
Would you agree? And
yes.
Both of those came into this. So we're going to tell you what those are in just a second.
On earlier,
I did. Now I got to put my glasses on except the sun's gone away.
That's all right. So this is an update. Did we get that part?
Yep. This is an update on what's happening in our travels. And right now, guess what? We're stuck. Is that easy enough to say? We have had a breakdown of sorts. And we are at a campground now, and I can show you the campground here. It's just a Army Corps of Engineer campground. That's the camp host over there. It's pretty quiet here. There's nobody here at the moment, but we didn't plan on staying here. We didn't plan on stopping here, but yet we're going to be here for a few days to several days while we wait for a part. And we figure we give you guys an update and let you know where we're at and what we're doing.
And in the meantime, talk about important things that everybody should be doing.
Yeah, there are two things that we have noticed RVers in general forget that are major things. I mean, they're so basic, but yet RVers forget to do them or don't do them, and they can lead to catastrophic results just like this one. I'm going to show you what happened to ours, but our problem is a tow bar. And we're towing about 7,000 pounds worth of toys, and I try to keep an eye on that tow bar and make sure that everything is good. Well, we did a walk around, and that's going to be number one of the things that we see RVers neglect the most. That they don't do these things. Is a walk around. Number one, do your walk around. We have had problems in the past, and we have learned to do our walk-arounds because of those.
Learned a lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't any worse than it was. So.
No, thankfully they've all had good outcomes, and we want to keep it that way. And that's the reason that we do our walk-arounds. We have seen a lot of broken antennas. We have seen awnings ripped clean off the side of the coach, and all of these things could have been avoided by doing a simple walk around. So we also ended up here not by plan. This was not where we had planned on staying. And the other thing that I have seen RVers do more and more is they dump all of their water. They dump their water because they don't want the water weight.
Water weight, yeah.
And I'll grant you, it is a lot of extra weight to have along. And I can tell you absolutely that if you can't travel any further because of a breakdown or for whatever reason, just like us, here we are, we're at a campground we hadn't planned on being at. This could be the side of the road, this could be anywhere. Thankfully,
without water, you'd be in trouble.
yeah, we can do a lot of things in this coach, but we can't do anything without water. So why did we start doing the walkarounds religiously? And we try not to miss those things and do them because we had an event back in California traveling. We stopped at a Walmart and we were there for we were doing a big shopping, so we went in and got our groceries, probably an hour or more. Came back outside, loaded up the groceries, jumped in the coach, and I thought, we just stopped at Walmart, no big deal. Well, what we didn't know until we got out on the road is that somebody had probably tried to steal the toys.
Yeah.
Had tried to steal the truck.
The truck with the motorcycles in it.
Yeah. They had unhooked one of the hitch pins. There's two on the front of the truck. And we must have come out right about the time that they were doing that. And so they stopped and got out of there. Well, we got onto the highway and I saw our white truck over in the other lane practically next to us.
Yeah. Talk about panic moment.
Yeah. Now granted, this turned out okay. We were able to stop, get pulled over to the side of the road. There was no damage to the tow bar, no damage to the front of the truck or the back of the coach, so it really had a good positive outcome. But that convinced me that every time we leave the coach, and really any time that we stop, I'll go and do the walk around just to double check everything.
Yeah. Anytime you walk away, you gotta do another check.
Yeah. And that brings me to the other point is your co-pilot. Your co-pilot has a job here too. And Karen is really good about reminding me to do my walk around. If I jump in the driver's seat, she knows she hasn't seen me do my walk around.
I didn't witness it. I try to ask.
Yeah. So, and that's a good reminder for me. Yep, I need to get out there and do it. It doesn't happen often, but
he's good.
After that, we check every time we leave the coach for any amount of time. And sometimes I'll just do it just because we stopped at a rest area or something like that. Just do a quick walk around and make sure that everything is still okay the way that you left it. But in a minute I'll show you what we do on that walk around. But I want to tell you it was terrifying. And to see our vehicle over in the other lane, oh, no.
That's a wake-up call.
Yeah, that is definitely a wake-up call. So I'm going to show you what we do on a walk around. Actually, I'm going to walk them back to the tow bar so they can see what we're dealing with.
Go take a look.
This is a tow bar issue we've got. So we'll walk on back here and I'll show you. Now, while we had this hooked up, you really can't tell a lot of difference. But I'm going to show you, see if I can see it on the screen here. Okay. Can you guys see in there, right there? And here, why don't you hold the camera? And I'm just going to show you what we discovered. Watch that brass ball in the middle. There's what I discovered on the walk around. All right. Scary stuff. All right. And I can't stress enough that you need to be looking at everything that you can on your walk around. So we are waiting on that part to come in. Unfortunately, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Where we're at is not a big town. We did ask the company that we're buying the tow bar from, E-Trailer, to if they could send that postal service, because there is a post office about 6 miles away, I think it is. So that works out okay. The nearest UPS store or FedEx store, 73 miles away. So I really didn't want to do that. If we could get it sent to the post office, that would work out great. So, and that's what we managed to do to get it. So I'll show you kind of what I do on the walkarounds. And unfortunately, we're set up, so we're not actually traveling. But yeah, Karen's gonna go over there. She's chilling out. But on my walkarounds, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the slides, making sure those are all the way in and tight. The antenna up on top of the coach, make sure that's down. I'm looking for the jacks underneath. And if I find anything, I automatically stop my walk around, go and correct those things, and then I start the walk around again, just to double check everything. Then I do basically the same thing on this side. I'm looking for awnings, I'm looking for the slides out, and then I walk around. I'm looking for the jacks and make sure the jacks are all up and they're all the way retracted up. I have a warning light inside the coach on the dash for the jacks. Don't rely on that. Physically look at it and see it. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is check the tow vehicles, make sure that my lights are good, make sure that the tow bar is tight and everything is hooked up correctly on that. The pins are all in place. Obviously that became a big deal after our fiasco with somebody trying to steal the truck. That's about it, you know, for such a simple walk around. I'm just looking up, down, and all around and making sure that everything is hooked up, is working, is the way that it's supposed to be, and hasn't changed. We're gonna come back over here and sit down.
Did you mention the antenna?
I did mention the antenna. So
do you know how many antennas we've seen up going down the road?
How many antennas we've seen bent or broken off. Awnings is another one.
Oh yeah,
People
saw one ripped off.
Take off with awnings out, fully extended awnings out. And where do they notice it? The first telephone pole that they pass, because it's going to rip it clean off. And I don't even want to know what it costs to replace an awning.
What a horrible noise that would make.
Oh, but anyway. So this is not a bad place to be stuck for a few days, and we're kind of enjoying it. We're going to go to the lake today and just kind of make the best of our time here. When that tow bar comes in, I'm going to go ahead and swap out that part. We're actually getting a new stinger. Blue Ox has done away, or the type of ball joint that's there is now obsolete, and they have a new connector now, and so we should be good to go after we get that in. But we just wanted to give you guys an update, and I think that's going to be it for right now. So those are the two things. And can you think of anything else?
No, that's the most important stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. So do your walk-arounds and don't empty out all your water. Make sure that you're traveling with some water, because it could save your butts just like it's saving ours right now. So
that's where we're at.
All right, we've got a lake to go to, we've got things to do, so we will see you guys down the road. Do your walk around. All right. And if you have a scary story about not doing a walk around, or when you should have, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. It reminds everybody this is why we do our walk around. All right, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. I can move closer so it actually looks like I like you.
Hi there.
uh, the other reason why we started doing water and making sure that we had full water on the road. Why was that?
I don't know. You're heading in a new direction there.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
But the
we'll
main,
cut that.
yeah.
So
cut that part out.
We'll cut that part out. The second thing that we see RVers doing. No, that was the first. Here we go again.
The first was your walk around. Second was the water. Those are the two major important things.
Yeah.